We did have a public hearing scheduled. I guess, would you like to?
There were some revisions on the public hearing on the local law of the town of Sanford regarding siting of wireless telecommunications facilities. So we are going to have to refer that back to the planning board again.
Okay. There was several people that did call in reference to that.
Yes.
Is that correct? So you're going to schedule that, will that be for 2 months then?
Right, November would be the public hearing.
Okay. All right, very good. Now we'll move to the public participation.
Motion to limit further discussion regarding natural gas development during public participation portion of this and future town board meetings. This town board has already received over 2.5 hours of extensive discussion, information, and materials by interested parties at prior meetings on the subject of involvement of the town and this town board in particular as to future natural gas development if and when the moratorium imposed by the state of New York is lifted. If we have not only received comments at the public participation portion of our July and August meetings on the subject, but have also studied petitions and other written materials which have been submitted to us. It is apparent that some residents of our town are strongly opposed to fracking on the ground that such activity might endanger the environment that is so important to each of us, and urge the town board to go on record as opposing fracking in its entirety. Others feel the town board should require drilling companies to take specific precautions during the process, which we are not permitted to do as DEC has preempted regulation of gas development, and such comments and suggestions should have been made directly to DEC during the comment period on the generic supplemental environmental impact statement. Other residents who do not share that view believe that fracking would be good for our community and producing new jobs and will stimulate local businesses and trust that DEC will provide safe regulations to allow it in this area. We understand these differing points of view. As we stated in the previous resolution, we do not find it necessary to adopt a moratorium or ban at this time, as there could be no drilling until DEC completes its environmental review. At this time, we will carefully study whatever regulations are adopted by the state and will take such action as we, your elected officials, believe are the best interest of the town. In the meanwhile, we have enacted local laws to protect our town roads from damage in the event that the state does not allow drilling in our town or neighboring towns, or does allow, sorry. Therefore, based upon several opinions of the New York State Committee on Open Government that a town board does not need to receive public comment at a meeting, it is the determination of this board that hereafter no further comment will be received during the public participation portion of this or any future meeting regarding natural gas development until such time as New York State Department of Environmental Conservation completes its environmental review of such activity. However, any resident of the town may submit in writing to the town clerk such additional materials or information that they wish this board to consider at this time.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call vote.
Dewey A. Decker,
Aye.
David O. Martin,
Aye.
David K. Sexton,
Aye.
and Kevin J. McKee.
Aye.
Thank you. Now, if there's anything other than gas that public would like to bring up to the board, now's the time that they can do it.
Well, the letter that you sent last week is about gas, but I think we have a right as citizens.
We're not discussing gas.
No, no, it's not discussing gas. I'm just wondering if the board members, besides yourself, knew about the letter you sent to Governor Cuomo.
Excuse me, we're not discussing
No,
gas.
it's not. No, this is a procedure, a democratic procedure about people on your board. Are they aware that you sent a letter? Are you guys aware you sent a letter last week to Governor Cuomo saying that he should get off his butt and get gas drilling going? Kevin, are you aware of that?
Excuse me, sir.
No, this has nothing to do with gas, it has to do with the letter.
It certainly has got to do with gas.
That's the topic of the letter.
If you want something in writing, you present it to the board.
Are these guys aware? Are you guys aware of what he's doing? Are they aware, Dewey, that you sent that letter?
They're all aware of it.
Well, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
I mean, that's been part of it, that's been back, what, 3 months ago?
No, it's September 5th. It was just last week. Como got it on the 7th.
Are you talking about the letter that there was, what, 40 municipalities?
No.
But we're not discussing that. We just
I just
passed
wanted
a
to-
resolution that we're not going to be harassed every month over this gas. It's up to DEC and the government, the state, take care of that, and that's the end of it right there.
Okay.
I really think this isn't about a gas issue, this is about our right to free speech. And I think the problem we have in the town is that people are being silenced in the town and we're not being allowed to voice our opinions. And I don't think that's about gas, that's a much deeper thing, that's about democracy. And I don't think you can just make a motion and say, we're not going to talk about democracy in this town because it's harassing the board. Because if you're silencing people, then the board deserves to be harassed.
I'm sorry, but we're not discussing gas tonight. If you got
We're not talking about gas, we're talking about democracy.
if you got something you want the board to write it down and give it to the clerk, that's the way this motion was made, and you've got that right. If you want to write something down, you give it to the clerk.
I guess I'm just very concerned that sometimes we hear things and we feel comfortable with what we're hearing, and when we have confidence in you as our democratic representatives. And then something like this letter that was sent on September 5th to Governor Cuomo totally goes against that. It's like, I felt good that you said...
If you've got a concern about that, write it down.
I will write it down, but one of the things I totally object to that was said in this letter is that most of the
You write it
concerns
down,
are
write it
coming
down,
from people
give it
that
to
don't
the
live in this
clerk.
town. We live in this town.
We live here, we
We
pay
live
taxes,
here.
We live here.
and we vote.
And you've got to write down.
And
anything
you
want
said
to
in this
write down.
letter, on behalf of our constituents, we urge you to act, to direct DEC to move forward as soon as possible. That's not what you've been telling us. You've been telling us you're going to go with DEC when DEC makes a timely decision. That is not what this letter
We are
says.
depending on DEC, New York State government, to make their study. They've been studying it for 4 years already, and I'm assuming that they're more capable than we are as a board to do that study.
I want us to have
Are
an
you more
intelligent
confident in
dialogue.
the state to do this study than we are?
We need to have an intelligent dialogue as a community, and we
Where
don't
have
need to
you
be
been
told
the
that we
last
don't
4
live
years?
here.
Where have you been the last 4 years then?
We've been talking about it for 4 years.
Not openly.
Let's.
A lot more knowledge now than there was before.
The public participation is over.
You're silencing us.
You putting a gag order on the public?
I don't think that's
Oh,
democracy.
mackerel.
Look, mine with the,
I have one comment.
I'm sorry, public hearing's over. It's go on with our record board meeting. If you do not want to, okay, we'll start out with the minutes. We have the minutes of the record board minutes, the August 14th.
Let's go.
Motion to approve the August 14th minutes.
Okay, is there a second? All in favor? See, we also had minutes for the Round Lake meeting on the bid. It's